Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a dedicated and compassionate teacher named Mrs. Anderson. She had a passion for education and firmly believed that every child deserved equal opportunities to learn and grow. Her commitment to her students knew no bounds, and she would go to great lengths to ensure they received the education they deserved. One day, Mrs. Anderson learned about a young boy named Samuel who lived in a remote part of the village. Samuel was born deaf and had never had the chance to attend school due to the lack of resources in his area. Hearing of his situation, Mrs. Anderson felt an indescribable connection with the boy and knew she had to do something to help him. Determined to make a difference, Mrs. Anderson embarked on a journey that would forever change Samuel's life. Every day, she would wake up at the crack of dawn and set off on a long, arduous trek through rugged terrain, crossing rivers and climbing steep hills. The village where Samuel lived was nearly 70 kilometers away, but distance was no obstacle for Mrs. Anderson's unwavering dedication. Despite facing numerous challenges along the way, such as harsh weather conditions and physical exhaustion, Mrs. Anderson remained resolute in her mission. She knew that the power of education could transcend any obstacles, and she was determined to bring it to Samuel's doorstep. Finally, after weeks of relentless perseverance, Mrs. Anderson reached Samuel's village. The news of her arrival spread like wildfire, and the entire community gathered to witness this remarkable act of kindness. Samuel's family, overwhelmed with gratitude, welcomed Mrs. Anderson with open arms, recognizing the extraordinary lengths she had gone to help their son. For the following months, Mrs. Anderson dedicated herself to teaching Samuel. Despite the challenges of communicating without verbal language, she employed various innovative methods, such as sign language and visual aids, to ensure Samuel's learning experience was as enriching as possible. Over time, Samuel's confidence grew, and he developed a thirst for knowledge that was truly inspiring. Mrs. Anderson's efforts had transformed his life, and he began to dream of a future where he could achieve his goals and contribute to society. News of Mrs. Anderson's incredible journey and the impact she had on Samuel's life spread throughout the region. Her story became an inspiration for many, and people started to recognize the importance of inclusive education for all children, regardless of their circumstances. Mrs. Anderson's dedication and selflessness touched the hearts of many, and her story served as a powerful reminder that a single act of kindness can create ripples of change that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. Years later, Samuel became a successful advocate for the rights of deaf individuals, using his education and experiences to empower others facing similar challenges. Mrs. Anderson's belief in him and her unwavering support had laid the foundation for his remarkable journey. As for Mrs. Anderson, she continued her teaching career, leaving an indelible mark on the lives of countless students. Her story would forever be etched in the hearts of those who had the privilege of knowing her, reminding them that the pursuit of education and the power of compassion can transform lives and shape a better future for all.